All right, Larry Kruger here from the Pig in a Pickle Krug Show with a little 49er video. Raheem Mostert cut by the Dolphins. Should the Niners pounce? We'll talk about it next. But first, we are brought to you by Pig in a Pickle, the best barbecue in all of Northern California. Check them out. They're in Emeryville. They're in Corte Madera. They're open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. till 8 p.m. or until they run out. Pig in a Pickle, the best barbecue in all of Northern California. And this video is also brought to you by Aura. More from our sponsor, Aura, in a bit. But first, let's talk a little bit about one of the stories of the day in the NFL. On this Valentine's Day, Raheem Mostert has been cut loose by the Miami Dolphins. They released the veteran running back, one of three players they released on Valentine's Day. And, Mostert obviously was a great Niner. He had a really nice Niner career. And now he's on the beach, as they say, and he's available. And the 49ers, I don't think there's any doubt they could use a running back. What is their situation at running back? Well, Elijah Mitchell's a free agent. Christian McCaffrey is coming off of, two Achilles tendonitis in both Achilles. Hasn't gone away, maybe temporarily, but it can't have gone away for very long. They have J.P. Mason, but he's a restricted free agent. They could ultimately trade him or let him walk this offseason. They have Isaac Guerendo, but Guerendo has very little running back instincts, though he does have some of the speed that Raheem Mostert provides, but he's more of a return man, receiving back. I think he's an excellent receiver. I don't know that he's ever going to be an every down running back. But he definitely is big and fast, and he's intriguing. So that's what the Niners have in the backfield right now. For the Dolphins, this makes sense. They're just trying to, get their cap in order. The Mostert cut for them saves them $2.95 million towards the cap with only $1 million in dead money. So that's ultimately why they made the move. He turns 33 April the 9th. He was named to his first Pro Bowl in 2023. He set the Dolphins record for a single season with 21 touchdowns, 18 rushing touchdowns. But his agent Brett Tessler posted a news update on his social media account on Friday, saying that, that Mostert's out there and looking for a new home. He was a personal favorite of Mike McDaniel. Obviously, the two were together in San Francisco, so it's obviously not an easy decision for McDaniel. But, the cap is the cap, and you got to make tough decisions. Mostert's an incredible story. I mean, first of all, he's a great guy, super likable guy, really charitable guy, very friendly, good football player, great speed. And he's a great story, right? I mean, the guy had been cut by 6 teams, including the Dolphins, way back in 2015 before he finally kind of found his footing with the Niners and found a home with the Niners. And he's a great runner. I mean, the guy was a great track standout at Purdue. He can really run. I mean, he runs upright, so he takes some hits, and because of that, he's battled injuries much of his career. And as his career has gone on, he's got the injuries that started to pile up on him. So, and that crept into his deal last year. He missed games early in the year with a chest injury and then battled a knee injury late in the season. And then he also had some problems holding on to the ball. He had critical fumbles in the games against Indianapolis and Buffalo. He ended the year with 278 yards rushing on 85 carries, so only 3.3 a carry and 2 touchdowns in 13 games. Now, only a year earlier, he had rushed for over 1,000 yards on 209 carries, 4.8 a carry in 15 games. So, he said late in the year that he wanted to come back to the Dolphins and, pointed out that he was under contract. But they've got other guys. They got Devin Achane, and they've got the young kid Jalen Wright. They still have Jeff Wilson, the other ex-Niner, and it's a very deep running back draft class. So I know there's a lot of people out there that know the name Raheem Mostert and are going to immediately jump up and down and say, oh, Kyle can't pick running backs. Go get a sure thing like Raheem Mostert. And there's, I understand that argument. This is the wrong year to load up on veteran running backs with injury problems. Why? Because it's a loaded running back class. There's going to be really good running backs from Ashton Gianti in the first round to Travion Henderson and Quinshaw Judkins in round 2. and right on down the list. A lot of people are calling on the Niners to draft Cam Scatabo from Arizona State. He's probably going to be a third-round back. There's a number of really, really good running backs. Just to give you an idea of how deep this class is, I made a list today of the running backs, and I tweeted it out, of the running backs that are going to be there on day 3. So we're talking about 4th round or later. And you've just got a tremendous group this year. I mean, to me, any smart team would take at least one, if not 2 running backs on day 3 of the draft this year, because there's so many great ones. Montrell Johnson from Florida is electric, and he can really run. Great big play specialist. Kyle Monangi from Rutgers. Oh, my gosh. Kyle Monangi. This is one of the best contact balance backs I've ever seen. I mean, you can't knock this guy off his pins. He's just got tremendous balance. And he just, he twists and turns and keeps fighting and twisting. And it's like, that guy is so hard to bring down. He is a tremendous back. I'd love to see him in a Niner uniform in short yardage situations on the goal line. R.J. Harvey met with the Niners from Central Florida. What a productive back he's been. Super smart, really, really productive. DJ Giddens, I was talking to Matt Miller from ESPN, their draft guru, and he had shouted out DJ Giddens. And there's others. Damian Martinez from Miami, Brashard Smith, who played at SMU, Taj Brooks is kind of a bowling ball back from Texas Tech. He's a really good player. Bayshul Tootin from Vatech is a really good running back, and he's an excellent return guy. So if the 49ers are looking for that kickoff returner or that punt returner, in addition to somebody who can, run the rock and catch it out of the backfield, Bayshul Tootin, I remember that name, from Vatech. Marcus Yarns from Delaware is an interesting player. Really fast. I can't wait to see what he runs at the Combine. Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt from Arizona was the MVP of the Shrine Game. Really exciting back. Trevor Etienne, if you watch Georgia football, super, super elusive. Has some electric, explosive jump cuts. Trevor Etienne is a really exciting athlete. And then there's more after that. I mean, Mario Anderson from Memphis is a monster. Kind of a bow-legged power back who just keeps coming. I mean, he's nasty. Ulysses Bentley the fourth has got some home run hitter ability from Ole Miss. Love Ulysses Bentley, man. He is tremendous. Quentin Cooley from Liberty is like 5'7", 230. And he's another guy hard to bring down. And then Jalen White from Georgia Southern is a tremendous back. So, I mean, there's all kinds of dudes. I mean, Raheem Sanders from South Carolina, Jarquez Hunter from Auburn. I mean, it's an amazingly deep running back draft. And for that reason, I realize most people who cover pro football, they don't follow college football. So they're just like, oh, go get Raheem Mostert. Raheem Mostert has a past. All those guys I just named for you have a future. What do you want? You want a running back with a past? You want a running back with a future? I like Raheem Mostert, but Raheem Mostert, for what he's probably going to cost you, the fact he runs upright, I do like the speed to get to the edge. I mean, I'd be interested in him definitely as a guy, but to me, if you're talking about Raheem Mostert instead of rookie running backs, this is the year to draft 2 rookie running backs. I mean, if you got Kyle Monangi in the 5th round and Ulysses Bentley in the 7th round, something like that, you're going to go to camp and be very, very happy come August that you did that. If you draft Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt and I don't know, fill in the blanks, R.J. Harvey, man, you're going to be really, really glad come September that you made those picks. So, I mean, these guys are not just good backs, they're excellent backs, and there's a bunch of them this year. So, and that's not even counting any of the guys that are going to go in the first 3 rounds. I mean, there's good running backs that are going to go in the first 3 rounds. All the guys I just named are going probably round 4 or later, or maybe even undrafted. So it's a loaded, stacked running back draft, and I love Mostert. He's a great Niner. I don't have a problem bringing him back, but don't bring him back and take up a spot, clog your roster, and not draft a couple young running backs. This is an excellent year for running backs. So if I had to choose, I'd say pass on Raheem Mostert. He's had a lot of injuries recently, and look to the draft. And you want a Raheem Mostert in the draft, there's all kinds of guys. that you can get that could really be exciting. So, um, running back's always a deep position, it seems like. But this year, more than ever, there's just a ton of really, really good running backs, and all the more reason to kind of steer clear of Raheem Mostert. All right. Thanks to Pig and a Pickle for being the title sponsor of the Krug Show. And now a word from our sponsor, Aura. Have you ever typed your name on the internet and seen all of your private information is online? Are you tired of receiving tons of spam calls from random numbers? Are you receiving more and more of these as time has gone on? Well, that's where Aura, the sponsor of today's show, can really help you out. Data brokers sell your information to scammers and spammers and anyone else who may want to target you. Your full name, your email, your home address, all your records, your health records, who your relatives are. It's all out there. That's why I've been using Aura. Aura shows me which data brokers are selling my information and automatically submits opt-out requests for me. Cleaning up my information not only helps reduce the amount of spam I get, but it also protects me from hackers who could use the information to help them access my social media accounts, my bank accounts, or any other sensitive information. Aura also does so much more to protect me and my family from online threats I can't see. I get other features like antivirus, VPN, password management, parental controls, identity theft insurance, and more without having to download several different apps. It's really easy to set up. And best of all, I get everything at one affordable price. I value my privacy and I value yours. You can go to the link in the description to start your 2-week free trial. And thanks to Aura for supporting The Krug Show. And of course, thanks to all of you guys for supporting The Krug Show on YouTube.